Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Calgary Real Estate Investment Forum. This is our latest seminar. It's why you should invest in Calgary in 2022.
Yeah, my name's Azad Chandler.
And I'm Tim Desautels.
We've both been realtors for a very long time here in Calgary, close to 20 years. We've been investing for over 20 years here in Calgary. Tim and I have a little group called the Calgary Real Estate Investment Forum, which we'll tell you about in a second. But this topic is all about why you should be investing in Calgary in 2022. And what we're going to be investing in as well, what our clients are going to be.
Yeah, we've got some great reasons. Calgary is showing some very positive economic signs going into 2022. So we're excited about it, and we hope to get you excited about it on the seminar as well.
So a little bit about what we do. Our company's called Calgary Real Estate Wealth. As I said, we have over 4,500 members following us right now on Meetup. You can find it on our website. And you know what, Tim, the investors have been very active this year. I know we're going to get into the numbers shortly, but we started our investment group, Tim, because we were tired of seeing people spend so much money on these investment courses out there and then still come out and not know what to exactly do. And you know what, they still had to go find a realtor after that. So we wanted to actually package it all together and help people from start to finish on becoming a successful investor, and it's really paid off.
Yeah, and our forum is actually a seminar series where we go over every real estate investment topic and strategy throughout the year. We do seminars on lease options, we do seminars on rent to own, on Airbnb, on agreements for sale, on flipping, on buy and hold. We go through legal issues. We have many guest speakers. We have our lawyers come in, our accountants come in, our mortgage brokers come in. It's a whole slate of real estate investment education that can attract every type of investor, whether you're a beginner or whether you're a seasoned vet.
Yeah, and we do buy and sell regular homes, but our passion is investment real estate. And we're a little different from other realtors. We don't take you out there and show you properties and hopefully you fall in love. We don't do that at all. We actually pick a property and then we call our clients and then we go out. Normally, Tim, our clients see one property, they trust us. We've even got clients right now that are buying properties without even seeing them, which is amazing. But Tim,
we'll go over a few of the reasons why our clients invest in real estate. A lot of people want to build their wealth, but there's other reasons why they would do it as well. Some of them want to buy a bigger house right here on the screen. Some send their kids to better schools or to better universities. Some go on holidays or just want to buy a holiday house. Other people want a better home to live in. Some pay off their debt, and some like to drive nicer cars like Azad here.
Yeah, so you know what, you need to have a why. Real estate investing isn't for everybody. We totally get that. But if you have a why, then you're driven and you're definitely going to get there. And it's all about being around like-minded people and continuing to learn. And it's learning the right stuff, Tim. Some of these investment courses give you so much material that it actually slows people down because they don't know where to start. So we aim to give you the meat and potatoes that you need to actually take action. Tim and I have written 2 books. One is a free ebook, which we really recommend you downloading. You'll see that in the link below in the description. And that's called 1 Million Reasons to Buy Real Estate. It goes through the fundamentals of investing in real estate. It's a quick read, but it's got a lot of interesting actual facts that you need to understand, like property cycles or the 3 rates of returns. It's got lots of interesting things that you should understand and how real estate's going to get you to your goals, whichever it may be on this list.
Yeah, and if you want to take one thing away from this seminar, please download 1 Million Reasons to Buy Real Estate, because you'll find, if you haven't invested yet, that it's one of the most important tools explaining your return when you do invest in real estate. So it's very important when you're getting started.
Yeah, and then we've written another book called Fearless Real Estate, and it's stories. Tim may have it in his bag here. It's stories surrounding our clients. It's not about us. I mean, there is some stories about us, but it's all about our clients and what they've achieved. And some of these stories are very recent in the last couple of years. So is it doable? We wrote it so you could see what they're doing and you could do it as well. And that could also be found on our website. It's a great book. Yeah, we'll get into the market.
Yeah, so before we get into the reasons why you should invest in Calgary in 2022, it's important to look back at 2021. And on this screen, we're going to go through this really quickly. We're just going to show some highlights, 2 very important highlights of the Calgary market in 2021. If you look at the screen, from 2019 to 2020, the total sales in Calgary actually decreased about 1%. But from 2020 to 2021, they increased almost 72%. So that's a massive increase in the volume of sales. The average price had a similar kind of increase as well. From 2019 to 2020, it decreased about 1%. And then from 2020 to 2021, it increased 7.7%. So what we're seeing is the Calgary market definitely turned around this year, and we're starting to see the increases that we've grown used to seeing over the last 10, 20 years.
Yeah, and to be honest with everyone out there, Calgary's market over the last 10 years, it has been going up and down. You can see last year it was slightly in the negative, and our investors aren't worried about that. Why are they not worried about it? Because they're buying for the long term. We know exactly what we're getting into. And even in years where the market on average is down, Tim, we're still buying in communities that are way up.
Yeah.
So you need to understand that you have to study community by community, and you have to understand exactly what you're buying. And it's our job as investment-focused realtors to actually show you and educate you so you're totally confident and comfortable pulling the trigger and making that next decision. We're only buying cash flow properties for our clients. People that call us from Toronto and Vancouver can't believe this. And some of these properties, Tim, if you go on our Crew TV, it's our YouTube channel, some of these properties are cash flowing up to $700 a month. And the mortgages are getting paid down close to $1,000 a month. So the returns are massive.
Yeah, so we'll get right into the presentation now, why you should invest in Calgary in 2022. The number one reason why you should is energy. As you've probably all noticed, the world's economy is starting to boom again, and everybody is starting to use energy. All the industries are ramping up again, and we're finding that if you are an energy producing nation or province like Alberta is, you're reaping the benefits. Now, on this screen, you'll see 4 different projections of what the oil price is going to be in 2022. JP Morgan says it's going to hit 125 per barrel. The U.S. Energy Information Administration says it's going to hit 62. Barclays says 77, and Goldman Sachs says 81.30. Now, you can pick anywhere within that range where you think the oil price is going to average out in 2022. What we like is that they're all in the, between 60 and $100 a barrel. And at that point, that's basically the sweet spot for Alberta oil, where all of our oil producers are making money, which means there's revenue coming into the province, there's jobs coming in, and it benefits everybody, not only in Alberta, but in Canada as well.
Yeah, we don't even need oil to go up right now. If it just sits where it is, we're totally comfortable. I mean, the oil patch is what's pulling this country out of the negative right now, and we can really see the numbers, Tim. It's really helping the country. I know we're turning to more greener energy, but
there's going to be a transition period before we get to that total green energy, and we're going to need oil to get us there. So, before we do totally go green, we can't do it overnight. We need oil to transition us there, and Alberta is placed in a great position to supply oil for that transition.
Yeah, so that's one thing. The next
reason to invest in Calgary is the cost of living. Alberta has one of the lowest cost of living of any province in the country of Canada. For instance, we have no healthcare premiums. We have no provincial sales tax. So right there, it's cheaper to live here than most other provinces. Our average after-tax household income is one of the highest in the country. It's right here on the page, $72,700 is the average household income for Alberta. It's very, very high. It's almost, $20,000 higher than Quebec, and it's about $10,000 higher than Ontario. So people are earning a lot of money here, and it's contributing to their quality of life. Our house prices are also some of the lowest in the country. We'll go through that on a later slide. And the final point on here is that rental rates in Calgary are amongst the lowest in Canada. That may have to do with our big supply of apartment units, but it brings the cost of living down, and it makes Calgary a very, very affordable place to live.
Yeah, we don't have those extra taxes that people in Ontario have, or the PST, and they got to deal with that every time they go out and pull their wallet out. So it makes us look really good, and with new people coming to the country, they're going to find out about it.
Yeah, and which brings us to the affordability slide. If you look on this slide, the average home price in Canada hit an all-time high this year, $720,000. Now that's huge for a single family home. But in Calgary's average sale price year to date is 493,000.
Yeah.
So we're way below the Canadian average, which makes it, very, very affordable to live here compared to some of the larger city centers like Vancouver and Toronto, where their average prices are over 1.1 million.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out how people in the hospitality industry, Tim, that are on lower incomes, how do they afford to live there? And seeing this, the numbers, it just makes sense that Calgary is going to look more and more attractive just because of the affordability.
Yeah.
And we feel it's got a long way to go. I mean, we've seen, Tim, people move here from other provinces and they can't believe the quality of homes they can buy for the price,
Yeah.
and relatively being close to downtown. You could be 15, 20 minutes from downtown and still get under that average price, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, we've had clients that are moving out of Toronto, they're selling their home, they're coming over here and they're buying a $1 million house with cash from, the proceeds of the sale of their home in Toronto. They don't even have a mortgage because they sold their Toronto house for, upwards of $2 million. So affordability in Calgary is just great. If you look at this graph here, Calgary's affordability indices is, below a lot of the bigger city centers in Canada, sorry. There's a few cities that are more affordable to live in, but, one of them being Edmonton. And as you all know, Calgarians don't like Edmontonians because of the hockey teams. So we'll just, chalk that up to because it's Edmonton. So moving on, the next reason you want to invest in Calgary in 2022 is jobs. Our unemployment rate is falling. We're getting out of the pandemic finally. More people are going back to work. They're starting to get back in the offices downtown. We have the energy sector is going flat out. We mentioned that on the previous energy slide. All of those companies are hiring right now, whether it's exploration, whether it's just maintenance, our oil field exploration, oil fields supply companies. Yeah, so they're all hiring. Tech companies are moving here. We've got a huge new Amazon distribution warehouse that just opened up, and immigration is increasing.
Yeah, and Tim, they're predicting a huge amount of immigration in the next couple of years here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's coming up in the next slides, but I know the Trudeau government is expecting roughly 450,000 people coming into the country. And those people will come in, and not all of them are going to be earning high incomes. And if there's more and more jobs here in Calgary, and the infrastructure, which we're going to talk about here in Calgary, it's going to spur that on as well. So we could definitely see properties just increasing just because of that. And one thing we want to talk about is the actual supply level of properties. We have an actual oversupply level of condos downtown, but Tim, that is the only sector of the real estate business that is oversupplied right now. Yes,
every other sector of the real estate market in Calgary, whether it's single family homes, suburban homes, suburban small condo buildings, small multifamily, there's a really, really shortage of supply right now. So that's helping to drive prices up, which means anybody getting into the market early is going to gain, they'll have the benefit of the price increases in the years to come.
Yeah, so we're very, very excited. I mean, we're sitting here right now. We have a bunch of clients that want to buy houses, but we don't have anything to show them. We actually have to wait for properties to come on the market. And Tim, probably the last 10 or so houses we bought in the last month has gone into multiple offers.
Yeah, they have.
So that's how come we know firsthand that property prices will just continue to go up because there is so much demand and there isn't enough supply in that market. Now, we just want to touch on condos downtown. We're picking up condos for our clients and we're buying them close to $100,000 less than the previous owner paid for them. Now, history has shown us, the stats have shown us, Tim, that what happens in Calgary and what we're predicting for next year is that the single family homes will go up in value, and it will take another year or another, year and a half to 2 years for the condo market to catch on. But there is one good thing about condos right now is that there isn't a lot of cranes in the sky behind us. So what that means is that there's a little lag, and that would be probably a 2-year lag, Tim.
2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 year lag of supply getting eaten up and then new construction to finish off. So there's a 2 to 3 legs, and we're very, very excited for the condo market. Unfortunately, in 2022, it may be a good time to get a good deal. And if you're moving into it, that is great. But you just have to keep into consideration the amount of rental buildings and rental apartments that are downtown sitting vacant right now. So if you're looking for it as an investment, we wouldn't recommend it. If it was for an investment, we would go into a blue chip area. Blue chip area is those areas that basically have boutique stores, shops, restaurants, pubs. We always say a Lululemon's in there or a Starbucks is in there. And you know what? Those areas in Calgary, we can rattle off a couple. One would be Lower Mount Royal. The other one would be Bridgeland, maybe parts of Bankview, definitely Kensington. Those areas have height restrictions, so there will never be an oversupply. So we just want to touch on condos there quickly.
Yeah, so another reason why you want to invest in Calgary next year is infrastructure. Now, the list on this slide is huge. And when I went on to the Government of Alberta infrastructure site, this was only like the tip of the iceberg. You look at all of these things that money is coming into this province and that people are investing in. We've got a ring road that's nearing completion. We have a south leg of the LRT system that's going to be built starting this year. There's bridge work, road work. We've got solar farms that are coming into town here. We've got, convention centers being expanded. There's low and mid-rise condo projects that are still going ahead. We're not talking high-rise condos downtown, but these are, suburban low-rise condos that are being built. There's flood mitigation along the rivers that's being done. Our water and wastewater systems are being upgraded. Telecommunication facilities are being upgraded. So there's tons of things being built and upgraded in the city in the next year or 2 years. And when I went onto that Alberta infrastructure site, they're estimating that it's over $50 billion worth of construction work in the next year and a half. So that's a massive amount of money coming in, meaning there's going to be tons of jobs coming out of this. And the city's going to be set up for growth for the next 10 years.
Yeah, and Tim and I always say this city is overbuilt, which we love because we live here.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't take any time to get around on the roads.
Yeah,
there's no traffic.
The roads, the hospitals, the new Ralph Klein Hospital down south, we were saying last night, it is so big. I don't even think half of the levels they're using in there. That's how big it is. But anyway, this city is overbuilt, which means it can handle, we were estimating 250,000 people, and nothing would change.
Yeah.
Right? You'd still be able to get around. You'd still have the quality of life that we have. And as Tim said, 50 billion in infrastructure, it's going to go a long way to make the city even better.
Yeah. So moving on. Another reason is building costs. Now, you may have seen all those news reports about the price of lumber going way up and people can't even afford to build a deck. Well, that's somewhat true because Azad tried to build a deck this summer. He almost had a heart attack when he saw the cost of the lumber.
Well, it's funny. You don't want to go lumber. You want to go with the what do you call that?
The Duradeck.
Duradeck, yeah.
So anyways, they're estimating the cost of a single family home is going to be 25% higher in 2022 than it was in 2019, which was post-COVID. So what you're seeing is the cost to build new product, whether it's new condos, whether it's new single family homes or duplexes, it's 25% higher than it was 2 years ago. So that's going to drive a lot more people into the resale market, which is another reason why we're seeing prices go up and competing bids.
Yeah, building costs alone is just going to drive prices. It will increase everything. We were in Artesia down in Heritage Point the other day. We were looking at a bungalow for 1.1 million. To build that same bungalow today is over 1.3. So just because of that, some of these investments, some of these people that are looking to, these people are actually downsizing. You know what, their investment's going to be totally secure just because around them, everything's going to go up. And then what that means is later on to get back into that community, you'll be paying for it.
Yeah, so building costs are one thing to look at, to keep track of, because it's going to affect your investment, whether you're buying new or whether you're buying resale, whether you're buying a used product. So you keep an eye on that. We think it's a good reason to invest in Calgary because we're going to see prices continually go up into the future. Another reason, office space. Now, yes, our vacancy rate in downtown Calgary is huge. It's almost 30%, but the big landlords like Avis and Young and some of the big institutional landlords, they've seen studies that the renters of the A-class office space, so big oil companies, large companies like that, they're not subleasing their A-class space anymore. They're keeping it for themselves, which means more workers are coming back downtown to work. We're still seeing subleases on the B and the C-class office space, but that stuff is generally very transitory anyways. And there's also a lot more foot traffic downtown, which these bigger leasing companies are, they're doing studies to count it. So they're seeing more workers come back downtown. That's actually going to be positive as we get out of COVID. When we get all the workers back downtown and the offices fill up again, guess what? That brings more money downtown.
Yeah, and this has happened in Calgary before, so we want to stress this. We're not making this stuff up. We've seen it. I mean, I moved here in the early 2000s. It was happening then. Companies were coming to Calgary, setting up shop just because the office space was so cheap and affordable. So we will see it. We'll see companies just come to Calgary, set up shop, and that will just raise property prices.
Yeah, and we're already seeing tech companies, sort of newer tech companies coming in and leasing some of this office space downtown because it's cheaper to lease the office space. They can attract workers because it's, the affordability index is great here in Calgary, and the quality of life, which we'll get into on the next slide, is really, really good in Calgary.
Yeah.
So yes, this is the final reason why we think you should invest in Calgary in 2022 is quality of life. There are many, many reasons people move to Calgary. Quality of life is very, very high on that list. It's a great place to raise kids. The schools are really, really good, including the public system. Yeah, we have great private schools, but the public school system is very, very good. And, we never hear complaints about people saying their kids are getting a subpar education. There's daycare facilities. They're all around the city. Public transit is clean and well-funded and expanding, where we talked about the LRT system getting a new leg down to the south part of the city. Hospitals and healthcare facilities are world-class. As I spoke about the Ralph Klein Hospital, that thing is massive and it's brand new. We have a vibrant arts and culture scene. Because of COVID, people didn't go to concerts, they didn't go to the ballet and stuff like that. Well, that's slowly coming back to life. Recreation facilities are spread throughout the city, so no matter what quadrant you live in, there's always some place to work out or for your kids to play hockey. And the final thing is another great quality of life thing, the access to the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah. And we spend a lot of time in the mountains. It's only an hour and 10 minutes. You're in Banff. I mean, whenever I have family visiting, we're always in the mountains. And whenever we have time off, I know Tim wants to go skiing this week. So it's just easy. People go up there for the day, come back, and you wouldn't believe that we have that on our doorstep. It just makes Calgary a fun, active city. And it's a safe city. I mean, it's not on there, but Calgary is so safe, Tim. Like I've never felt I've never felt scared of anything here, and we're really happy about that.
Yeah, and speaking to that, there's not one area in Calgary where I'd be afraid to walk around, at night. Yeah. So we have a great policing system. It's just safe because the streets are clean. We have all kinds of programs to help the economically disadvantaged. So that contributes to it being a very, very safe environment to live in.
Yeah, one last reason why it's a great place to invest, Tim, and we were talking about this last night, is the Tenancy Act. Do you want to just tell people out there, because it's totally different from...
a lot of jurisdictions in North America are very, very tenant friendly. So the tenants have all the rights. There are some places where it's nearly impossible to get somebody evicted, even if they're not paying rent. One thing about Alberta and our Residential Tenancies Act is it's very landlord friendly. We like that because, nobody likes to kick out a tenant for no reason. But if there's a legitimate reason why that tenant has to go, whether they're not paying rent or they're, not looking after the unit or they're, just destroying the place, we have mechanisms here in Alberta to get them out very, very quickly. So, it helps the landlord, so then you can get this tenant out, put a new one in, and keep your cash flow going. That's a great reason why you should invest in Calgary, because the landlords have very reasonable rights.
Yeah. So how do you get started and how do you get to work with us? I hope you liked our presentation. First thing, as we mentioned, is 1 Million Reasons to Buy Real Estate. It's a free ebook, and it's the first step you should take, Tim, if you're thinking of investing in real estate. You can find it just below. We put the link there. Please download it. It will go straight to your email and you will love it. There's Tim and I on the cover. We used to do our seminars in person. We can't wait till that comes back. The second thing you can track down is Fearless Real Estate. Now, this book will cost you, it's around $20 online. It's in US dollars, so 17 US dollars, but it is around $20. And this is actual stories of our clients succeeding at investing in real estate, and they're doing all sorts of stuff. And you can read about that and see which strategy is for you. Now, the next thing we're going to show you is our course. And we're not here we don't want you to turn the screen off. We're not here. We actually don't care if you do it or not. But the investors that are doing it, it's set up to create $1 million in equity for you. And it's set up in a way that you can understand there's over 100 hours of content that you log into. It does cost $97 a month to belong to, but it will teach you everything you need to know to become a successful investor.
And some of the bonuses you get in there, you get all of the forms that we use in our landlord kit. So our landlord system that we've been using for 20 years, we teach that whole system to you. It's all available for download in this course. We have all kinds of guides and workbooks and checklists, so that no matter what strategy you're doing, whether it's buy and hold, whether it's flipping, whether it's lease options, there's information and guidebooks in there to help you with whatever strategy that is.
Yeah, we have our JV agreement in there that's worth $350 that you get for free, and we actually help you put that together when you are doing a joint venture. We love doing that. And one other thing Tim was mentioning about the landlord kit, it actually helps you manage your own properties. And that might sound crazy to some people, but we have Air Canada pilots, we have doctors, we have single mothers that have done our program, and now they're saving Tim $100 to $200 per month just by doing that program. So it could really, really help you out. But this is designed to actually help you move forward and take action. Now, if you want to see some of the results from our clients, please go to our Crew TV. You can find it on calgaryrealestatewealth.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can see awesome stories. And as we said, we're only buying cash flow properties, and we're really changing lives with this, Tim. Like, it's been unbelievable. We didn't want to be on YouTube in the beginning, but it's really, really paying off. Our clients love it.
Yeah, these are actually client interviews. People are actually doing the strategies right now. Most of these interviews are from the last 18 months. So these guys and gals are, actually doing the strategy. They're making the cash flow, and they're seeing the appreciation right now. So they're great interviews to watch, and you can get some great tips from them as well.
Yeah, like there's guys doing house hacking that are living for free. There's people doing the burst strategy. There's people doing Airbnb sublets. We teach all of it, and we're here to help you pick the right strategy and succeed at it. It's as simple as that. So how do you get started? After you kind of work out if investing is for you, as we said, you do need a why. We will help you make the right decisions. And when we help you make the right decisions, we will actually tell you, no, you're not buying this property. Or better still, we've had investors join up, Tim, and we've had to tell them, no, you're not selling that property. Yep. You're going to move out of it. You're going to rent that out. We're going to help you become a successful landlord with our training kit. And we're going to hold on to that to buy you another property. So we're here to help you make those right decisions, those huge decisions. And when it comes down to selecting properties, what we really take pride in is how selective we are. We're only buying properties that we know are going to rent out 100% of the time. That's what we're aiming for. We're not aiming for the vacancy rate. Yes, we do factor it into our analysis, and you get an analysis on every property you buy. But we're aiming for properties that are going to attract good tenants that pay on time, and that appreciate more than the average property. We're going to get you into communities in Calgary that we believe in 2022 is going to go up by at least $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. And depending on your price bracket, it could be as high as $100,000.
Yeah. And then the final thing we get is cash flow. Every property that our clients are buying is cash flowing from day one. And that's what we get for every one of our clients.
Yeah. So we hope you like the presentation. If you want to reach out to us, the best way is to send an email to Azad or Tim, and we will work out a time to do a Zoom or meet in person to see if it's a good fit and how we can help you.
So that brings to a conclusion our best reasons, or our reasons to invest in Calgary in 2022. Like Azad said, if you want to contact us, just email us. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, just do it below.
See you later.
See you later, everybody.